Hello and welcome to today's LOL Esports Round Up, where we're going to cover the news from the last 24 hours that is official, and then preview tomorrow's MSI main event, Day 1, or MSI 2023 Day 6 or 7, or whatever it ends up being. I think it's Day 7. As far as the news is concerned, I only talk about news that is official. On Leaguepedia, if it's not on Leaguepedia, is occurring. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't care if the Twitter Pokemon tell you something happened or some journalist says it or some reporter says it. That does not mean that I think that they're all wrong. But until it's official, I'm not going to talk about it. So all four of these teams are LPL teams. IG, Gideon is out. Gideon was a Korean import. He played only one split with the team. 2.9 KDA, 5 CS per minute, 68.2 KP, definitely facilitator oriented and not facilitating all that much. IG, obviously a very aggressive team. We saw YSKM get a lot of solo kills in the bot lane, also play pretty wild at times. Abel and, not Abel, Wink and On. Actually, vice versa. Wink is the support. Gideon had a 323 gold per minute, 318 damage per minute, 10 champions played in 36 games. So what does that mean for IG? Well, Tianjin is behind them. Tianjin is 18 years old, so extremely raw, and put up very good stats in the LDL this past split. That split may still be going on as I type this. I'll not type this, but record this. 3.6 KDA, 604 CS per minute, 70.6 KP. I'd argue he's earned himself an opportunity. You know, if you think about it, they have Dove in mid lane there as another Korean import, and it makes me wonder if he is going to go as well. If Gideon and Dove are brought in together due to that Korean synergy. 361 gold per minute, 404 damage per minute. So dealing more damage than the gold than he's accruing, which is pretty good. You want your players to be dealing more damage than the gold they're getting, because it means they're doing something with their, gold and items. Unlike Gideon, who is the opposite. And Tianjin, 6 champions in 14 games. We also have to keep in mind all those stats are in the LDL. That does not mean I don't think he's earned himself an opportunity, because I think these stats are pretty strong for an 18-year-old in the LDL. But, temper expectations. A lot of people see one split of a player and really condemn them. Frankly, Gideon probably deserved a longer leash, but, that's not the way that people operate. Rare Atom have allowed both their supports to go. So Southwind, long time support's been around the block for a few years now. Well, several almost. 2.3 KDA, 66.8 KP, 209 damage per minute, 10 champions in 36 games alongside Asum. Right? Asum plays for Rare Atom now. BKR was the backup, and he played in 4 games. Really struggled, though. Only had a 0.8 KDA, 69.6 KP, 154 damage per minute. So they let both go. MSI is behind both. MSI was their LDL support, 144 KDA, 64.8 KP, 123 damage per minute, 7 champions in 15 games. I would say that this is a big problem. Not gonna say that Southwind and Baker did well, because they didn't. But this support that's behind them, I think they're 22 years old right now, they're going to turn 22 this year. And putting up numbers like this at a lower level of play does not make me think that they're ready for the LPL. So Rare Atom must have some sort of plan, just to put it lightly. Thunder Talk, they've officially allowed Jin Lu, otherwise known as Lucas, to leave. Lucas played in only 7 games, his last series being in March. 2.7 KDA, 75.3 KP, so involved in 3 out of every 4 kills, 230 damage per minute. I was a big proponent of allowing Yao Yao to take the job. He eventually did at that point in March and never looked back, and now Thunder Talk seem to be going with Yao Yao for summer. Thunder Talk should be in a much better position now with Wanfeng Yao Yao getting 100% of scrims. 3.6 KDA, 66.5 KP, so 2 out of every 3 kills, so very different than Jinlu when it comes to activity. and timing of fights. 159 damage per minute, 10 champions in 33 games. Finally, we have Team World Elite, Team Wii. There were rumors that BuBu was going to be walked, and he did. He's been let go. 2.2 KDA, 7.9 CS per minute, 44.8 KP. Leading into MSI, I had a lot of doubters that said that my interpretation of KP was wrong. I like my interpretation of KP. I'm not swayed by theirs. 45% KP is not involved. I mean, you're on the weak side, right? Now, you'd like more CS because if you're not fighting, you need to be getting gold. And if you're not getting gold and you're not fighting, then you're support. And you should be getting vision. And you should be trying to get vision around objectives and getting pressure. And at that point, you are a support. And in that case, we can get a better top laner. 366 gold per minute, 439 damage per minute, 12 champions, 44 games. I was of the opinion, and I have been actually, I think all last year as well, that BuBu is not the answer in top lane. Demon, these stats are from last year in summer. He did play, offsetting BuBu, and these numbers are not better. So Demon probably shouldn't be getting an opportunity either. 0.9 KDA, 7.2 CS per minute, 47.1 KP. So once again, more split push oriented and only 7.2 CS per minute. That's almost as bad as Tol2 from Japan. 336 gold per minute, 409 damage per minute, 5 champions, 12 games. I'd like to think Team Wii are going out of org for this spot. Their team is pretty good in the other 4 roles. I think that it's good enough to make the playoffs. So you'd like to think that they find somebody that is solid. Maybe Zoom or Flandre or oh geez Louise. Everybody's escaping me. Those 2 names though clearly would get that team in the playoffs. I'm not thinking like people think, oh, those players suck. They're good enough to be top 10 in the LPL to get in the playoffs. Let's not pretend like we're being, like people like that just literally are just, yeah. Sneak peek for tomorrow. MSI, Gen G, G2, first of the bracket stage. Last matchup between these 2 orgs was Worlds 2020 in quarterfinals. G2 would sweep Gen G. Caps is the only player. Actually, that is incorrect. Caps and Mickey X are the only 2 players from that series that are in the series tomorrow. Nobody from Gen G is. That squad was Rascal, Clid, BDD, Ruler, and Life, I believe. And obviously G2 does not have Wonder anymore, Yankos, or that might have had Reckless or Perks in the 80 carry. Doesn't really matter. So that's the deal. Now, the only overlap I found was in the mid lane between Caps and Chovy. They have played before. It was many years ago in Worlds 2019. This was when Chovy was on Griffin, a team, in my opinion, that on paper had probably, you're looking back at it now, that roster and what those players turned into, like that was a star-studded roster, right? Tarzan, Chovy, Viper, Lahens, absolutely outstanding. Watch, some people are going to say, these players, you know what I'm saying though, Griffin was stacked, right? And Chovy was in mid lane. Caps in mid lane for G2. They played 3 times in the group stage, twice in the round robin, and then a tiebreaker. Griffin would win 2 of the 3 games. Chovy went 8-5-17 with 387 damage per minute across those 3. Caps would go 5-8-11 with 457. So Caps, not a good KDA, but dealt more damage. And the CS diff was only 1 in favor of Caps across 3 games. So very close over the 3 games. I know Chovy had quite an advantage in the 1 loss, I think, where he was on Aurelia. But the other 2 games, Caps was able to offset that. So we have to also keep in mind it was 4 years ago. I am really reaching by including this, but Doran and Broken Blade have not crossed paths, I don't believe. And then, Yike, Pays, Delight have never been to an international event before. So those 3 roles are irrelevant here. And yeah, so that's it for the roundup. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And thank you for watching.